Bucknutters, and welcome to the Morning 5 on May 19th, 2014. I am Dave Biddle. On today's show, we're going to talk about Ohio State's basketball strength and conditioning program. We're going to give the latest on the football recruiting front. We're going to give a quick update on Evan Turner. And we're going to talk about some of the things Chris Ash is having Ohio State's defensive players do during the offseason. The NBA Combine was held last Thursday and Friday, and for the second time in 3 years, a former Ohio State player had the highest body fat percentage of anyone at the Combine. LaQuinton Ross's body fat was 16%, 2 years after William Buford had the highest body fat at 11.3%. And last year, Deshaun Thomas had the sixth highest body fat of anyone at the Combine at 9.1%. I sense an unfortunate trend here, and we're not talking about power forwards and centers who are on the heavy side. We're talking about shooting guards and small forwards. So is this an indictment on strength and conditioning coach Dave Richardson, or are we talking about three rogue players here in Ross, Thomas, and Buford that just wouldn't listen? Aaron Kraft was certainly in shape for this year's Combine, but Aaron Kraft works hard at literally everything in his life. It's no surprise that Kraft busts his tail in the weight room. But are the other guys being pushed hard enough while at Ohio State? If you look at the results of Ross, Thomas, and Buford at the Combine, it's easy to make the argument that they are not. Making matters more frustrating is the fact that one of the best basketball strength and conditioning coaches in the country is John Sanderson at Michigan, and he's a former Ohio State player. Would Sanderson be interested in coming home one day? I think so, but I have a tough time imagining Thad Matta would part ways with Dave Richardson, who he's been close with for years. Hopefully the Buckeyes ramp up their strength and conditioning program, because the results have been less than impressive recently. Moving on, let's bring in the dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Hey Bill, there's only hockey players in Canada, right?
In my What I Am Hearing feature today, I have a number of items I think you'll find very interesting, including 2015 and 2016 Ohio State quarterback recruiting, two very big Ohio State visits this coming weekend, and the next Buckeye commitment perhaps coming by the end of the week. But the one item I want to talk about a little more in depth today is the Buckeye scholarship offer to Canadian defensive lineman Neville Gallimore, a 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle. I have a great contact in Canada who absolutely raves about Gallimore. My contact also tells me the Buckeyes' offer to Gallimore has played out very, very big in Canada, and my contact says the offer has absolutely gotten the attention of Gallimore. In fact, Gallimore put on his Facebook page shortly after the offer that he was thrilled to receive a scholarship offer from Ohio State. Urban Meyer is personally involved in recruiting Gallimore, and look for Gallimore to make a visit to Ohio State. That is virtually a certainty. I think the Buckeyes are going to be very, very much in the running for Gallimore, who now has 21 scholarship offers. The offer from Ohio State made 21 for the Canadian star, who my contact tells me is going to be the most highly recruited Canadian ever.
Wow, most highly recruited player ever out of Canada? Don't anyone tell former Buckeye players Brent Johnson and Clinton Wayne that Bill said that. By the way, did you know Brent Johnson, who played at Ohio State in the late 90s, holds the record for most career sacks for the BC Lions of the Canadian Football League? Well, now you do. Johnson played 11 years in the CFL and racked up 89 sacks. In Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers defeated the Miami Heat 107-96. However, former Ohio State star Evan Turner did not suit up due to strep throat. Game 2 of the series will be held tomorrow night in Indianapolis. With the Pacers playing so well without Turner, and with Turner's minutes down anyway in the playoffs, you have to wonder how much Turner will play in this series, even when he's healthy. I hope to see him out there a lot, but I'm skeptical. We're going to have a boarding house item later today on some of the things Chris Ash is having the defensive players do during the offseason. And to read the daily boarding house, to read Bill Kurlic's recruiting coverage and everything else we have at Bucknuts, you need to be a subscriber. So if you're not a subscriber, try our free trial. But for the listeners out there, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what will be in today's house. Ash is having the Buckeyes watch film of Jack Tatum, Ronnie Lott, and Richard Sherman, because that's the brand of defense he wants to play. Ash doesn't mind if players make mistakes as long as they're playing with ferocity and going 100%. Obviously, he doesn't want mistakes, but the point is he wants his guys playing with their hair on fire. So we have an excellent boarding house item that you won't want to miss that goes in depth as to what Ash plans on doing this summer and some of his thoughts regarding the defense overall. Ash knows the Buckeyes will be extremely young in the back seven, but he's very excited about players such as Raekwon McMillan and Von Bell. I better stop now, or I'm going to give away the whole boarding house. Thanks for joining us for the Morning 5. I hope everybody has a great day.